Hey guys, this is Pure Evo here, and today we're talking about the Fallout series, saga, whatever you would like to call it. And I do have two special guests with me today. I do have,
I am Lawful Evo.
and then I also have.
I am chaotic Evo because I am a hipster nerd that doesn't like change.
Okay, there you go. You heard it first there. So, basically, what we are going to talk about is we're going to split this down the middle for the series we're talking about. So, Lawful, which ones are you covering?
I am covering the newer Bethesda trilogy,
Okay.
which is Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4.
Okay, and Chaotic, what are you covering today?
And because I don't like change,
Okay.
I will be covering the Interplay Black Isle original Fallout trilogy.
Fallout trilogy. Okay. And I know you guys are going to do key points is what we're going to do today, like a top 10 that they can debate between for all the Fallout sagas back and forth, Bethesda, Dark Isle, all of it. So we're going to start on our first key point here. So the first key point we're going to start with is Vault 13 versus 101. So who wants to start this for us?
Let's go, hipster.
All right, come on. I got this. All right, so Vault 13 is the original Vault. It's the one from Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. Not so much tactics, but that was the original Vault. So the story for that was that the government had all these different vaults for certain specialized people, and your character from the first two games is a descendant of the people that were from that vault. What I liked about this, and what I liked about the original trilogy, is your whole thing was that you were supposed to get water to bring back to your vault. The vault gave you a home to go back to, versus the new trilogy, which really doesn't. It's they started with 101 and then they just ditched it completely.
Okay.
It's not really so much about the vaults anymore. Let's just make up as many vaults as humanly possible. Why even have a vault system at that point?
Well, you got to have plenty of places for people. It's the same principle as why everybody had a Fallout bunker during World War II.
Yeah, but a vault's a vault, man. Why even give them numbers? Just, oh yeah, it's the vault dweller. Vault 13, that gave you, it's like the Fighting Mongooses. It's my team. It's Vault 13, man.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
I can't really disagree there.
Okay.
He has a valid point. They didn't necessarily need names, but some people like a team to root for.
That's fair.
Not
I can
everybody,
say that's
but some people need a cause or something to jump behind. You as a hipster should understand that.
true. So basically, what I'm getting from Lawful is on that point is basically there are people that like change.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
there are people who also, in fact, don't.
That's true. That's where you come in, and that's why you're on this show, guys, as you know. All right, so then we're going to move on to our second point here. Would be isometrics versus FPSs and TPSs. So who would like to explain that?
I'll start off.
Okay.
FPS and TPS is obviously first-person shooter and third-person shooter,
Okay.
which is the way the current trilogy has gone. You can switch at any time, hot swap as you see fit between third-person and first-person.
Mhm.
It's really honestly geared towards the current generation. They definitely hopped on the Call of Duty Doritos chain.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, they did. That's part of the reason why it sucks.
There you go.
That's the main reason why it sucks. Anyway, so isometric for the original trilogy, and I've got to tell you, it's a very niche market. It has its dedicated following, I guess you would say. But for those of you that don't know what isometric is, a couple of different games that are isometric are the Wasteland series, Fallout, Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, even Diablo. Diablo is an isometric, but it's a different type of game. It's not hack and slash.
That's fair. Yeah, I can see that too. All right, and any other debates on those points at all between you two?
I mean, really, both can suck in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
Depending on where it goes, and
Yeah.
okay.
It all boils down to what feels more comfortable to you.
Okay, that works. And basically, Alex, since you kind of put it out there, our next point starts with Baldur's Gates with guns or Elder Scrolls with guns.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, absolutely. So I can speak on this 7 different ways from Sunday.
Okay.
And to be fair, I'm actually going to speak on his behalf.
There you go.
So
Here we go.
and that's because you know the neckbeards and the hipsters like myself.
Yeah.
We tend to describe the Bethesda series like that. We choose those terms. We go, oh hey, it's Oblivion with guns. It's Skyrim with guns. Whatever is the most new title out on the market.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, that's essentially what the original Fallout series was. It was Baldur's Gate with guns, and Icewind Dale with guns, and Arcanum with guns. There's really no difference because what happens is companies they take their golden goose or their prize horse,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just add Fallout to it,
And beat it to death.
and then beat it to death.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. All right. Let's see. And anything you want to put on there, Lawful?
I mean, he defended me well enough. It's down to companies beating a horse to death and going with what's trendy, what's hot. Like 5-6 years ago, when everything had to have zombies in it or a zombie mode.
It's still that way. I mean, hashtag zombies. Go check out this video.
Yeah, that's fair.
But no, it's very much people sticking with either what's hot and trendy or what they know by heart. It's similar to BioWare remaking KOTOR every year and releasing it as Jade Empire or Mass Effect.
That's fair. That's fair.
Absolutely.
All right, and basically that covers that subject there for that. Going to the next subject first, what are the games that you were both covering to split this down the middle?
I am covering Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4.
And you, Chaotic?
I will be, I'm covering Fallout 1, 2, Tactics, and then the spin-off Tactics Brotherhood of Steel.
Okay.
Shh.
Yeah,
We don't talk about that.
Nobody wants to talk about that game. It's
Didn't happen. It was a homeless man's fever dream.
It's really fan fiction, is what it is. It wasn't created by any of the main guys, and it was really just Interplay. And Interplay is just an evil company down at its core. It's one of the ones that just want money.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll throw their titles out at pretty much any third party developer in order to make cash.
You referred to it as fan fiction, and my mind immediately jumped to, so Brotherhood of Steel is essentially Snape blowing Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Just-
absolutely.
Just making sure we're on the same page.
Perfect. You heard that first, guys.
It
All right,
equates
so
too.
basically moving into the titles, we're going to use Tactics from yours, and we're going to use New Vegas from yours. So basically comparing the two together as the black sheep.
The Black Sheeps.
Yeah.
Okay. New Vegas, not as much a black sheep as Tactics was. Yes, it was created by Obsidian, who was actually the original team behind Fallout.
Sure was.
And not necessarily, like I said, a black sheep, just because it doesn't feel as different as Tactics did to 1 and 2. It just suffered from Bethesda's general path of, oh, sweet, we created Fallout 3. Modders jumped on it and added a bunch of cool features. We like those. Those will make money.
Mods are great.
Let's throw them into New Vegas. And then New Vegas comes along, modders get a hold of that, and it's, oh, you made a way for people to build settlements and defend them. That'd be really sweet. We're going to steal that, throw it in for, call it a game feature, and sell you on it. Is it a black sheep? Not really. New Vegas just didn't quite feel the same as 3 and 4 do.
Well, and to be fair, boss, really what happened there is because Obsidian was the one behind it. Obsidian makes games because they love games.
Yes.
That's really all that it is. They're not really caring so much about the timelines or deadlines.
Yeah.
They want to make a game that's
A labor of love.
Yeah, it's a labor of love. And unfortunately, Bethesda wants to eat and pay rent, and so the deadlines were on there, and so part of the reason why I think personally why I loved New Vegas and why most of the mainstream didn't is because mainstream saw all the bugs that came up with it, and that's really just the biggest thing with deadlines. Now, as far as my I guess point to the argument, which is tactics. That one is definitely a black sheep, and it just didn't fit. It had the same engine, it had the exact same engine, the exact same graphics, but it was missing the story and I guess the love behind it that the first two had. It was more like Wasteland, which was really the predecessor to all of these, created by Brian Fargo of the Wells Fargo dynasty.
But it still definitely feels like the special child of your three you don't talk about, keep under the stairs and feed
Oh,
nothing but shoe leather.
no. That's Brotherhood of Steel. That's Tactics is most definitely one of my children, and I feed it. But
daily.
But Brotherhood can go like Harry Potter and live underneath the stairs until he gets his owl, which will never come.
You just sit outside the window every
Oh,
day with a
absolutely.
shotgun, like, I'm making sure that owl doesn't get in.
You guys seen Brotherhood of Steel around here? Yeah. It's back the way you came.
And there you go, guys, on that subject for sure. So, okay, basically going through that into our next key point would be basically story and narration versus, you guys' titles here. Like, would that be like for, I would say, what would be better? Which one has better narration or better story? Vice versa, both. One for separate each. What?
Well, they both definitely go a different route.
Okay.
Narration is very much the new trilogy. You have
Absolutely.
a set main quest and storyline and a reason behind everything. You've got a villain, you've got the hero, which is you, and it's very much like a movie, essentially. You've got a start, you've got an end, and then it's just sequences in between. Whereas his trilogy is very much
It's very
story.
open. And that's my problem. That's my biggest problem with the new trilogy, is that it's like a fucking rail shooter, man. It's Jurassic Park the game. It's literally A to B to C to D with a couple little side quests thrown in for no fucking reasons whatsoever. It's versus the original trilogy. You weren't the hero. At least not at first. You became the hero if you wanted to. You told your own story. You weren't force-fed it. You weren't strapped into the fucking chair doing that 50 Shades thing all over the back wall. People just force-feeding friggin' food down your throat.
This is getting interesting. I'm
Did
glad
you
this.
just refer to the Bethesda trilogy as a human centipede?
I did.
That he did, guys. With a little 50 Shades on top of it, I guess.
Broken. I'm like Bane.
Okay, guys, you agree with that argument? Who won that argument? You tell me.
Tell us in the comments.
Like,
We
yeah,
do read
all the
those.
way. We do. So, you tell us if Chaotic won that argument,
Boom.
or was that lawful on that one for sure? Because that one probably going to the history books right there. Whoa, man, that one cleared out a room. That's
Ooh, moving right along.
yeah. And going on to our next topic here is basically some guys and heroes. So based on both your guys' sets.
So some guy versus the hero.
Yeah.
You got it.
Right. So that's kind of what I brought up with my last one is the original Fallout trilogy. You were some guy. You were
Okay.
just a vault dweller. You were just a dude that eventually became the hero if you so chose to be so.
Yeah.
That wasn't proper grammar in any way, shape, or form, but I'm going with it. We're moving.
We do what you got to do.
So, really, versus the hero, and Bethesda does this with absolutely every single one of their games. You always start out as some dude locked in a room that's falsely accused of some fucking bullshit,
Or a family member's missing.
or a family member's missing,
Yeah.
and then that's what topples the dominoes, and you have to follow the fucking dominoes, going, oh, I wonder where it's gonna land. Well, I can see where the fucking dominoes are gonna land. I can see that physically. Versus my trilogy, where the whole room is covered in fucking dominoes, and I have no fucking idea where it's gonna fucking go. I can go off the fucking rails. It's a lot fun.
A lot fun? You're really hammering that words are hard thing home. Donkey punching it into submission.
It's a lot fun.
It's a lot fun.
Post in the comments below. It might be a lot fun.
English ain't first language.
Woo, and I thought I was bad.
Go
Anyways.
South Dakota Public Schools.
Right, and pushing into here's lawful about, hero versus,
Yeah.
some guy.
I mean, sometimes it's great to just be some guy and see where it leads you. Unfortunately, also, for some of us, we lean towards the Call of Duty generation and just want to be that badass.
Mm-hmm. So would you say that would be that you're that hero, or you're that some guy when it comes to that?
Oh, in the newer trilogy, you are definitely the hero.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. Starting with the initial character creation, you've got your motivation, you've got your villain or your relative missing, or you're locked in a jail wrongfully accused. You are very much the hero from start to finish.
Okay, that's fair. So on that subject, basically, they both have their heroes, and if you're some guy, of course. So basically, moving on here, let's see. So basically, what we got next goes basically with both your guys' subjects here. Let's go with basically, Black Isles versus Bethesda. So that may basically the developers.
Versus company.
Company versus company. So, do I ask, who's better? Are they both better? Do they have their own, for instance, quirks? Where would we start with that?
So really what it comes down to, I will absolutely start this fight.
Here we go.
So what it comes down to is, as far as game companies go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I do, is I break down industry. That's what I'm all about. So you've got a team of guys that like making games just for the love of making games, and that goes with absolutely anything. If you have a passion for something, you're gonna put more work and more love into whatever you're doing, and it's gonna show. It's absolutely gonna show and be better quality for it.
Okay.
Unless you have people on the opposite end like Bethesda. Now, don't get me wrong, Bethesda loves their games more than, say, EA or Interplay.
That's fair.
EA and Interplay are evil companies. Do not buy from them. For real. Stop
giving
doing
them money.
There you go.
Bethesda loves their games more so than the latter, but there's still there's still deadly sins on top of deadly sins.
There's still a paycheck.
Absolutely. Go check out my video, Top 10 Deadly Sins.
Shameless self-promotion.
Yeah, exactly. Do it.
Whoring himself out on the interwebs.
Yeah, right there.
That's what we do.
So I guess what I'm saying is, unless money is involved, I would much prefer to wait 3 or 4 years for a game to come out than to have a game released every year on the dot, because I can't fucking wait.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. And then what would you say on your subject for Bethesda versus,
I mean, on this one, I kind of have to side with him.
Okay.
You can definitely tell when a title is built on love and faithfulness to the series and etc. But then you have, God, I hate saying this, the Call of Duty generation that just wants a new title every year. And that is not the route to go. That truly is evil.
You're paying $60 for DLC.
Yeah, that they didn't want to sell you as DLC.
Madden, friggin' all of them, every sports game.
Oh, sports games
anywhere.
are the worst culprit, because a roster change could easily be done via DLC.
Right, Call of Duty, friggin' is Battlefield, friggin' the other one, friggin' that nobody plays, friggin' doesn't even matter. Fucking all shooters really at this point are just DLC that you're paying full price for. Please stop. I'm begging you.
So basically, the whole idea is what you're getting at, and this is my opinion, of course, is basically Call of Duty and an EA, and then they're the Apple product, and then you have people like us, and they want change, they want something new, they want anything like that. That makes them Microsoft, basically, in an aspect, respect for me.
Less Microsoft, more Linux neckbeards.
Okay, so to use that analogy.
Yeah.
So Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics would absolutely be the Linux, where it's the older looking type system, but you're pretty much allowed to do whatever you want with it at this point in time.
Yeah.
Versus the new trilogy of Fallout, that one's more of a PC based, where you're restricted to kind of what you can do. You got to wait for the modders that really know what they're doing to come out with some really fun stuff. But for the most part, it's you can change.
Please tell me you're about to refer to Brotherhood of Steel as Apple. That would bring me all the joy in the world.
Yes. Brotherhood of Steel is very much an Apple product, and it falls in line with Call of Duty and the Madden games and all that, where it's stupid restrictive. You play their story, you play their characters. There's absolutely zero customization whatsoever in any of those games, and don't you dare tell me that Call of Duty has fucking customization, because it fucking doesn't. Oh, I can pick my loadout. That's still a fucking set thing, you assholes.
There you go, guys.
Ah! Next subject. Roll. Jesus Christ.
Anything else off on your side?
Nah,
Does that about cover it?
I think we kind of nailed that one home.
All right, so basically nailing that home, and you kind of went into the next subject here. Is basically the games as they are versus actually extreme modding them. Is it possible with yours versus his? Is there one that's better, or should you not do it at all?
I would definitely say his series is better. The Bethesda series is way more moddable than the originals.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that the original trilogy isn't moddable, because there's actually quite a few mods out there, but it's really hard.
Gotcha.
Like the code for that is ancient, and so you got to know Mayan in order to break open those things, and there's very limited scope as to what you can do with them.
Okay.
I don't expect to open up Fallout 2 and see the Fred Flintstone car rolling across the screen, because nobody's going to spend their time on that. However, I can absolutely tell you that the new trilogy, that is a thing.
Oh, but
Okay.
Bethesda in general with that, there is nothing like booting up Skyrim and suddenly the dragons are Thomas the Tank Engine, but they're screaming out like Macho Man Randy Savage instead of roaring.
Right.
Suddenly Thomas the Tank Engine flies down and goes, "Oh yeah!"
I would absolutely give this one to the new trilogy.
Okay. Of course. And you? Anything you want to add on to that?
I mean, that's just it. The old ones were built to be games. Starting with New Vegas, they essentially gave you the modding tools, the GEC creation kit, with the software, at least on PC. Sorry, console scrubs.
PC Master Race.
But they basically gave you the tools and said, go nuts. If you want to take the time, here's the tools to do it.
Okay, that's fair. All right, and basically we'll move on to our next key subject here. Basically, we're going to the bastard childs of the series. So, Brotherhood of Steel versus what could have, should have been Fallout Online.
Okay. So
this is both of you guys.
I'm gonna let Harry Potter out of his closet.
Okay.
just for a little bit.
Okay.
It's a potty break and some bread, and you get right the fuck back in there. Oh my God, Brotherhood of Steel is just awful. It's just awful on top of awful. I've already brought up that character customization wasn't there. You played their fucking characters.
Okay.
It was the first real jump into trying to take the series another direction. It wasn't an RPG in any facet.
Okay.
So it pissed a lot of fanboys off, to include myself. And it's just, God, it was like watching that awful Saban-produced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show, where you're just kind of embarrassed to be fucking a part of it.
Okay. Okay.
That's a Vietnam flashback.
Yeah,
I had
no kidding,
forgotten
right?
about that.
Kind of twitch.
Gross.
Yeah, it's
Twitch.
like, for real, like, give it a shot. Like, it's on Netflix. Go check it out. It's an awful experience. You get like 2 minutes into the show and you're just like, oh, I feel fucking dirty. All right, and that one actually got released.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
Like
Brotherhood of Steel
got released.
Yeah, physical flip and release. It didn't leak. The creators didn't get it finished. It gets shelved and then leak it online. It got physically freaking released, and it is a terrible life choice. It is like taking a woman home after you've been pounding Bacardi 151 shots all night.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and shove him back in his closet and bring up something else since you brought up Fallout Online.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about unreleased versus. Is that all right with you?
Go for it.
All right.
It's all
sweet.
you.
So
The vaporware that is Fallout Online.
the vaporware that's Fallout Online versus the vaporware that was Van Buren.
Van Buren. Good choice. Fallout Online, for those who don't know, has been vaporware legal battle essentially, because Interplay thought they still owns the rights
Fucking awful.
and tried to bar Bethesda from making a Fallout Online, and court case after court case. Bethesda finally technically won, has the rights. Will it ever happen? Probably not. Possibly, but probably not. If it does happen, is it gonna suck as many balls as Elder Scroll Online?
It would have to.
There's a good chance
It
there.
would absolutely have to. Bethesda has never entered the online thing other than Elder Scrolls Online. That's how they make their online games. For a Fallout game to come out and not just take that engine and system.
Elder Scrolls was their initial finger painting class.
It would be ESO with guns.
Yep.
Flat out.
Yeah.
But then we also have Van Buren.
Van Buren, which is also awful. I know. I'm right there with you. I really want to say that it's good, but we have to be honest with ourselves. It's not finished. So I mean,
It's true.
No, it never was.
And despite the fan community really trying to heavily mod it and make it a completed game, it's just not.
Fill in the non-hipsters on what Van Buren was.
Fair enough. All right, so going back, Black Isle was going to make a third Fallout game. It was going to be the legitimate Fallout 3, and they started work on it. And it was actually titled Van Buren. It was a code name, just like a cat.
I am.
It's anyway. So they wanted to make this game. They were working on it super heavy, but again, Black Isle and Obsidian, they don't deal with deadlines very well. No. They really don't. That's their one real big problem is they
do what they want.
They do what they want, and then they run out of money, and then question why they run out of money. But go Kickstarter for helping them finish that up. So it took them 4 years to deliver on that game. 4 years.
Wow.
Pillars of Eternity, which is great. Pillars is awesome, and it was the best 4 years I ever spent waiting, but holy hell, 4 years after you took my money. Great. Anyway, and not the point. Van Buren, right? So Van Buren was the first attempt at bringing Fallout 3D. Mm-hmm. It was essentially the same engine, but polygony. And I'm talking like straight out N64 polygons. It was still isometric. It was still the exact same game, but it popped up like a pop-up book. Like, you remember those really old pop-up books?
Indeed, I do.
That got stuck, and then you ended up ripping them, and then fucking threw it across the room. Anybody else do that?
Oh yeah, all the time. Oh, you have your kids do it. Rip them up and throw them across.
I can't have kids.
That's fair.
Way to rub that in.
Essentially, while Van Buren never did make it out, bits and pieces were salvaged.
Absolutely.
And I won't say a decent chunk, but some of the better ideas did end up making it into New Vegas. So if you've played New Vegas, guess what? Heavy Van Buren inspiration there.
And the parts that didn't make it into New Vegas actually made it into Tactics and into... I'm not opening that closet again.
Oh, Harry Potter. Got it.
It made it into Harry Potter.
It's fair. Anything else on that subject, guys?
No.
You're good on that one? All right, so we're moving to our last subject here, guys. Basically, it's, just... It's up to you, viewers, if you think this matters, but, I want to see what they think about the subject. Basically, voice actors, like, say, AAA voice
I know
actors,
exactly
AA,
where
you
you're
know.
going with this.
So is it? How do I put it? My question would be to you guys: Is there a reason to have these kind of people in video games these days? Is it the new trend? Should it be? Should it get better to make games better? What should it do?
It is very much the trend. I'm not saying it's necessarily terrible or perfect, but it very much depends on the series.
I hope you guys can hear this.
Which direction you're going with it. Because, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to side with the hipster here. With the Bethesda games, they very much picked one big name actor, threw money at it more than they should have, way more than they should have, for a performance that was totally phoned in. And it's not just Bethesda. Yeah, you have Patrick Stewart in Oblivion.
Yep.
Okay, you have Liam Neeson in Fallout 3.
Yep.
And then switching to a different company even. Peter Dinklage in Destiny. That was so anus, so droll, and boring.
What the fuck is
They
his name?
replaced him and redid his entire dialogue with Nolan fucking North.
The what is his name? The fucking dude from Terminator and Alien. That fucking hoe bag.
Michael Biehn.
Michael Biehn. Fucking.
Oh, in Aliens Colonial Marines.
Oh my god.
Hella phoned in.
Oh my god.
So they threw money at this, got a subpar performance that
It
didn't
cost
really
them
help
half
the
their
game.
fucking budget.
Yeah.
They fucking throw so much fucking money at these guys, and they fucking just.
The rest of the voices are done by the janitorial staff at Bethesda.
Who need their own fucking IMDb page? Holy shit. This needs to fucking stop. Patrick Stewart doesn't need a paycheck that fucking bad.
No.
Fucking, I would do it for less money.
There you
Just
go.
to have me on, and it doesn't really matter.
Now, on a tangent, I do have to say, had they waited with Liam Neeson, put him in Fallout 4, and had him voice your character,
Oh my god, right?
since Sean gets stolen, can't you just imagine running around the wasteland? Give me back my son! I'd pay to play that. I would pay to play that.
There you go.
That brings up
Remember
a
that,
good
guys.
point. So, in certain cases, it absolutely makes sense to have an actor or actress show up. In very, very certain cases, movie tie-in games, even though they're fucking super shit. I've got to tell you, friggin', I can tell when, friggin' Robert Downey Jr. is not playing Iron Man in a video game. I can tell, and it just sounds fucking off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but I can also tell you that, like for an example, I'm going to bring up an old-ass isometric game. It's called X-Men Legends.
Yes.
All right, where you had the guy that played Professor X from the cartoon show up as the voice of Professor X, and even Stephen Blum, who has been voicing Wolverine
For what seems like decades.
ever. Stephen Blum is Wolverine, flat out. It's Hugh Jackman can suck a fucking big hairy dick.
Yeah.
I don't even give a shit. Fucking Stephen Blum is fucking it, right? And so he shows up in the game, and that hits me harder than any sort of big name actor. Oh man, I hired Ron Perlman to be Wolverine. I would be pissed off at that.
It's fair.
You just spent half your budget on Ron Perlman, so you could have made that game better.
Yeah.
And pay Stephen Blum half as much, which isn't fucking deserved. The fucking voice actors deserve way much more. Not proper grammar today.
Words.
Words.
Words are hard today, guys. Just remember that. Put that in the comments below.
But I mean, for real, fuck off hiring people like fucking
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart for video games. Hire them for movies. That's what they do. They are movie actors. Stop getting in all the other juices.
Yeah, just go with people like the Funimation regulars.
Yeah.
That voice pretty much every anime ever.
Oh my god, Nolan North.
There you go.
Yep.
Nolan North plays everything everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's a small character or a large character. He's headlining like Deadpool, or he plays friggin' the alien, what's his name, off Rick and Morty. You know what I mean? The one with Pluto?
Oh god, I don't remember anymore.
Oh god, I don't either. Not the point.
How are we
That's the
forgetting
point.
stuff about Rick and Morty? But yeah, anyways.
Man. I don't
Anything
know.
else to cover on this passionate subject?
I'm Tiny Rick!
He's Tiny Rick.
He is Tiny Rick.
Okay.
Watch that show.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
All right, and moving on, guys. Basically, we're going on to the saga here. Basically, this is all in a nutshell on opinions, of course. So, we're to the point of the show is basically if you think Lawful's right about everything on his aspect, or is he wrong? Is Chaotic Evo right about everything, or is he just a hipster? And Lawful's right. So,
Oh, he is just a hipster, but
I'm right.
see, there you go. So in the comments below, please post what your comments, what you think. So, and I also please, smash that like button too. It'll help them out to let them know that you care. So, like, subscribe, and we'll be having a new game after this. So thank you guys for coming out. And
What do you want from us?
yeah. Hey, you're looking at me
You want
weird.
a handshake? Is that what's going on?
Hi, buddy. No.
anyways,
Just like you said, like, comment, subscribe.
Show us all the love.
Show us all the love. We do read every comment,
Well,
even
they do.
even
I've proven that.
even the insulting ones. I may respond with some snark. I promise nothing.
okay. And guys, we'll see you guys next time.